Nagash, the supreme lord of undeath, has ever sought to reshape the mortal realms in his own image, snuffing out all life and raising an empire of the grave bound entirely to his will. The horrors that he unleashed through the reality-tearing Shyish Necroquake was merely one step in a grand plan of domination. Throughout the long years of the Realmgate Wars, in which the forces of the God King returned to the mortal realms to battle the hordes of chaos, Nagash bided his time. While his enemies expended their fury upon one another, the great necromancer laid the groundwork for a spell of unimaginable complexity, designed to ensure his dominance over all creation. Too late, the leaders of the other grand alliances were alerted to the power that was swelling in Shyish. In a deranged act that only a being of immortal patience and cunning could have achieved, Nagash assembled the mind-bending structure known as the Great Black Pyramid, which formed the crux of an impossibly intricate ritual designed to invert the energies of the realm of death. As the arcane forces of the realm began to shift from the edges to the center, forming a spiraling vortex known as the Shyish Nadir, a wave of amethyst magic crashed across all of reality. Great hosts of spirits and immense armies of shambling deadwalkers were raised in the Cataclysm's wake, and soon the forces of death were rampaging in unprecedented numbers across each of the 8 realms. The conflicts that followed this necroquake were known collectively as the Soul Wars. The God King Sigmar, an ancient enemy of Nagash, found his nascent empire assailed on all fronts and was forced to ally with the mysterious Ideneth Deepkin and the warrior cults of the Cainite Isles in order to fend off the relentless assault. Though the great necromancer's offensive was ferocious, it was not enough to eradicate the armies of the living. Soon, the forces of mortal kind had begun to strike back, to retake lands that had fallen to the undead advance. Of course, the great necromancer had prepared for this eventuality. The instinctive malice of the spectral dead, combined with the sheer scale of their vast processions, made them ideal weapons of psychological torment, but they were only the first wave in Nagash's war of conquest. Long ago, during the Age of Myth, even as he had feigned alliance to the God King, he had begun the construction of a grand army of immortal, utterly loyal soul constructs. Nagash named these elite warriors his Ossiarch Bone Reapers, and intended them to be the iron fist that would crush all who opposed him. The armies of the Ossiarch Bone Reapers had lain unnoticed in the deep places of the earth throughout the Age of Chaos and the momentous events of the Realmgate Wars, concealed in mausoleum cities, necropolises of astonishing scale and grandeur, such as the Heliocarnum in Akshwi and the Ebon Citadel in Ossia. While construction continued upon the Great Black Pyramid of Nagashizar, Nagash laboured away upon his elite legions. Each warrior and engine of war was formed purely for the task of conquest, shaped from necromantically reinforced bone, and armed with weapons infused with the soul-tearing energies of the Shyish Nadir. But their greatest power came from the crystals of vitrified grave sand embedded in their ossified forms. Each of these soul-trap gems contained a host of fragmented souls, the spirits of great warriors broken up so that the valuable parts could be reused and the rest discarded. Valor, skill, and knowledge were preserved, for Nagash desired only ruthless combat prowess and complete loyalty from his Bone Reapers. All else was callously disposed of, including the emotions and memories that the soul had once possessed. Only by shattering its gem could such a warrior be destroyed, a task easier said than done, for the stones were wrought by the most powerful necromantic magic. As capable as his Mortark generals were, the great necromancer lacked a strategic mastermind to coordinate his military campaigns and make use of these new and deadly warriors. Arkan the Black's arcane expertise was too vital to Nagash's designs. The vampiric Mortarks, Queen Nefata and Manfred von Karstein, were fine strategists, but too engrossed in their own webs of intrigue to be trustworthy. Nagash required a commander of singular purpose and total loyalty, one who possessed no ambition beyond the domination of his enemies. The only being that had ever earned Nagash's favor in such regard had been destroyed centuries ago, or so it was thought. Unbeknown to most, agents of chaos had corrupted Nagash's grand spell, causing the necroquake to destabilize the very foundations of magic across reality. Enchantments and illusions that had concealed the great mysteries of the realms for centuries were torn apart, revealing long-forgotten secrets. Foremost amongst these were the Storm Vaults, repositories established by the God King during the Age of Myth. They were built to contain things far too powerful and dangerous to be allowed to endanger the mortal realms, magical creatures of godlike might, devices and artifacts either too powerful or too valuable for Sigmar to destroy. The penumbral engines that had shrouded these hidden vaults were overloaded by the sudden magical onslaught of the necroquake. Every dark secret the God King had sought to conceal was exposed. To Nagash, the revelation of the Storm Vaults was further proof of Sigmar's duplicity. His fury was exasperated when he sensed a familiar presence beneath the city of Lethis, one of the God King's major strongholds in the realm of death. There was hidden the lingering spirit of Catacross the Undefeated, Mortark of the Necropolis, the greatest and most feared battlefield commander to ever bestride the realms. Catacross had been a prodigy of war even in his mortal life, a strategic genius born to command. So obsessed was he with the mastery of warfare that when Nagash offered him the gift of immortality, he gladly accepted. In death, he became Nagash's most feared general and the first of the Ossiarch Bone Reapers. The Mortark was thought to have been destroyed by vengeful Sigmar when Nagash refused to come to his aid against the armies of chaos. In fact, the God King had imprisoned the Mortark in the Midnight Tomb, a storm vault that lay below Lethis. Upon learning this, Nagash sent forth Lady Oleander, the spectral Mortark of Grief, to break open Lethis and recover his favoured servant. Though the sacrosanct chambers of the Anvil of the Heldenhammer led a spirited defence that saved the free city, they were unable to prevent Lady Oleander from cracking open the Midnight Tomb and releasing the raging soul of Catacross. Leaving a trail of devastation in his wake, the Mortark of the Necropolis broke free of Lethis and returned to the court of his master. There, Nagash gave him command of the Ossiarch Bone Reapers, so he might be revenged against those who had humiliated him.